Just getting everything set up. Hello, hello. See if this works. Great. Okay. Give me a second and I will get everything working. All right, so just getting a few things set up. I need to really organize myself and get this stuff working. Where's Unity? All right, I think I broke stuff yesterday. So let's I did have a bit of good news. All right, let me send out this tweet letting people know that the stream is live. And what we're going to do is, all right, the stream is live, chat is up. I'm going to probably just rebuild this thing from scratch. I think I have a pretty good idea of how to do that now after experimenting yesterday. So let's see. Yeah, all of this stuff, I think I broke this somehow. I was deleting something and I wasn't quite paying attention. So, all right, I'm gonna do one last thing and then we're gonna get we'll get everything ready. I just want to put some music on that I can listen to that you guys won't be able to hear. All right, so our goal for the day is we're gonna get Reaper Boy working again, and I want to get this runner. We got it yesterday. We got the runner working on iOS, and after the stream was done, of course, I wound up getting everything working on my Fire tablet. So what I want to do is just double check that I can get an Android build working again. And then once I get the Android build working, I might take a look into just seeing how we can do touch controls. So let's do this. Let's go into projects and let's get rid of this and this. We'll move them in the trash, and then I'm going to build a new runner. So let's go to Chrome, and I'm going to walk you guys through how I do this. In fact, what we should do is, while we're at it, let's go ahead and I'm going to build an early release of the runner pre-configured and see if we can just get that working. Let me go to my downloads folder real quick, and I'm going to delete everything in the downloads folder. and we'll start this from scratch. So what I was basically walking through yesterday is how to create a Pixel Vision 8 runner. And in order to do that, you sort of need these three things. So let's open up the runner, the SDK, and the Lua demos. And we're going to do this manually. So right now, the current version is 1.8.0. If you're just doing this on your own and you want the most stable build, just always select master. And we're just going to click download, and we're going to download a zip. We also need the SDK, so I'm going to go ahead and download this, or actually switch the branch, and then we'll download this. And then the last thing, actually I'll start my timer. And then the last thing we're going to do is we're going to get just the Lua demos to verify that this actually works, and we'll download this zip. So once you have these three files, the Unity runner, the SDK, and the Lua demos, you can actually build a Pixel Vision 8 runner inside of Unity. So let's go to, we'll show this in the Finder. And what we're going to do is, let's just unzip each of these. And I'm going to open up a new window, and we'll go to Documents here, and we're going to drag the Unity Runner 1.8 features over. So in order for this to actually work, we basically need to have the SDK installed. So I'm going to go into the SDK folder that we copied, that we downloaded. We're going to copy all these files, go into the Unity Runner Assets folder, and look for the Pixel Vision 8 SDK and just paste them in. The next thing we need to do is get the Lua demos if you want to see all the demos. So I'm just going to go in here. I'm going to select all the demos. And then inside of the Streaming Assets folder should be a Lua demos folder. And we're just going to paste this here. And now, if you open up Unity, so I'm using Unity 5.6.3 because that's the one that lets you actually output a WebGL build that'll run the Lua code. You can use 2017, but I haven't been able to get it to compile Moonsharp, which is the Lua interpreter, correctly. So I've just been using 5.6.3. So we're going to open up 5.6.3, and I already have this. I had this open from yesterday, but I'm just going to go there manually and open the project. And we're just going to select the Unity Runner 1.8.0 features, which is what I downloaded. So when we open this up, Unity is going to have to re-import all the assets and organize everything. So when I commit my projects to my Git repo, I don't include a lot of the Unity extra files like the library and stuff like that. I wind up just ignoring them. And here we're going to clear this out. We can clear out all the warnings, and we can go into the demos folder. And if we go right now into the scenes, we should be able to select the first scene and run it. And you'll see here, this is the canvas demo, and everything sort of works. So this is a complete Pixel Vision 8 runner. Luckily, it includes all the, now that you've added all these demos work. If you didn't have the demo by any chance, you would wind up with just this empty project. So here's an empty Lua project. So this is actually running the Lua interpreter. In fact, while you're doing like a Lua demo, you can actually hold down Shift and 1 in Unity and it'll refresh the game. There's also a C# version. So if you look at the empty template demo runner, the one that doesn't have Lua in it, you'll see that this is the same code as the Lua, but it's just written in C#. This one you can't refresh because it's compiled. So I'm gonna quit this real quick, and what I wanted to try to do here is I was gonna compress this folder, and I just wanted to play around with. I've never done a I've never actually done a release, so let's just take a look at what a GitHub release looks like. Now, it automatically it automatically creates these releases for you. What I want to do is draft a new release, and we're going to mark this as a pre-release. And there's no tag. We're going to do this release for 1.8 features. And we're just going to call this Unity Runner configured v1.8.0 preview. So this is a pre-configured Pixel Vision 8 Unity runner. It includes a configured Unity project as well as a pre-release version of I can't spell. A pre-release version of the Pixel Vision SDK and the Lua demos. It was created using Unity 5.3, right? What version of Unity? 5.6.3, 5.6.3, which correctly compiles the Lua code to WebGL. This will be replaced by the final build of v1.8.0 when it is completed. Whatever. I don't anticipate many people doing it, but there have been people who've been asking for it, and honestly, like, we'll just give this a try. One of the things I've really been struggling with is just getting this stuff easy for people to download and install. So let's just give this a try. We're going to select a binary, and let's look in the projects folder, and let's just pull open this. I'm just kind of curious to see how this even works. Hopefully we can delete this when we're done. So attaching binary, dropping them here. We should be good to go. All right, let's publish this release. We weren't able to create the release for you. Make sure you have a valid tag. Oh, I don't want to do a tag right now. All right, well, I have it as a preview. So, all right, that's kind of cool that we can do that. In fact, I wonder if you can edit these ones. I guess these are each one of these branches, or every time I tag it. I guess that's what a release is every time you tag it. Add release notes. Interesting. All right, I gotta start using this a little bit better. I wonder if I guess you can't delete these because they're tags. All right. Well, hey, look at that. We're learning something new. There's like a lot of really cool stuff in GitHub that I don't really use that much. I wonder if we can get rid of this. I want to delete this tag. Can you delete a tag? Create new files, delete settings, branches. I guess you can't. I can just do that manually through Git. All right. Anyways, so that isn't going to work the way that I thought, but at least I now have this thing pre-configured and it runs. So what I want to do is, let me move this to the trash. I want to copy this, and I'm going to paste it, and I'm going to call this thing, we're going to call this Reaper Boy Unity Runner. And let's open back up Unity and see if this will actually load. So yesterday I ran into some weird problems where like renaming this project made everything blow up. In fact, what I want to do is, okay, I never opened it up in C#, so we should be good to go. Okay, I never opened up Rider, so I don't have any of that stuff that might be. I think Rider was the problem. It was causing a conflict. So let's open up Reaper Boy in Unity, and then what we're going to do is we're going to configure this project in order to run just Reaper Boy. So assuming we had a fully configured Pixel Vision 8 runner, we can now go through and sort of delete all this stuff. So the first thing we do is we're going to create a new folder, and we're just going to call this Reaper Boy. And I'm going to go over to the scenes folder here, and I'm going to copy over the empty template demo Lua runner. And we're going to copy this over to Reaper Boy. There's also an artwork folder included with the demos that just sort of give you some of these, like the basic icons and stuff like that. I'm gonna leave that here, but I'm gonna delete all this other stuff because we don't need this. And essentially, I deleted the scene I was actually in. So let's go here, and we're gonna rename this scene Reaper Boy Lua Runner, and we'll open that up. Don't save. All right, so this, if we ran this right now, it should just give us the empty template. Pixel Vision 8 display is missing. Interesting. I don't know why this. Oh, you know why? I get it. I need to I'm gonna make a note real quick. Let me where is the basically what happens, I deleted the one thing I needed, which was the scene. Let me go into documents, projects, Unity Runner feature assets. I'm just going to copy this stuff back over. Scenes and scripts. This is our runner. Let's go to assets, demos, and paste this stuff back in. So what I really should do is let's take a look at the things that are actually needed. There should be a Lua demo runner and a demo runner. These two things should live inside of this scripts folder. But what we'll do is we're just going to reproduce it. We'll recreate it here. So we're going to call it new folder scripts. And all we need here is we're going to copy over the Lua demo runner. So Reaper Boy scripts. And if I look at this scene that we're in, and we look at the display, we now have, this is what we're looking for. We need to make sure that we have this script. Now I'm pretty sure I can go ahead and delete all this other stuff. And in fact, we're going to move the artwork folder over to Reaper Boy, and I'm just going to delete the entire demo folder. The next thing that we can do is we can, inside of the streaming assets folder, we can actually get rid of all the Lua demos. We don't need it for this project. And I'm going to copy over, let me go to my workspace here, and we're going to go to Sandbox, and I'm going to copy over, I was working on this yesterday in the Sandbox. I'm going to basically copy over the game and put this inside of our Reaper Boy Unity runner. We'll go to Assets, Streaming Assets. We're going to paste this down, and we're going to call this Reaper Boy. And then we can also delete the empty template now. And we're just going to go to the display, and we're just going to change the path here to, instead of it saying empty template, we're going to do Reaper Boy. Save our scene. And now we should be able to run it. Oh, let me mute the audio for you guys. So we can also delete this logo. And now in 100 easy steps, we basically have a configured Unity runner that's just designed to publish Reaper Boy. So let's see. Everything else should be working pretty good. I'm just going to play the game real quick and make sure that this works. And then what I want to see is if I can actually do a build for Android. There's some weird versioning that I was running into in Unity where it was sort of, whoops, I died. It was requiring me to upload or to have the right version of Android, which is what I was failing at yesterday, outside of just not even having the SDK installed. Oops. Not doing too good today. Usually I'm pretty good at this game. All right, and then the last thing, let's just beat the boss. I just want to make sure that the full game works. If I could stop dying. Wow, I'm really off today. All right, so I win the game is over, everything is great. So that's basically the game in a nutshell, and now it all works. So all that we had to do really was, in configuring the Reaper Boy, we just moved over the basic artwork that existed. We don't need the font. We don't need the logos. We can even replace this placeholder with another graphic. And what I should probably do is add a much higher resolution icon, but we'll get to that later. So all the code is now in Reaper Boy. All the core stuff for Unity is in Reaper Boy. The streaming assets folder contains all of the stuff that we need for running the game, and everything else should be, I was just making sure, like, there's some stuff that we could probably get rid of here, but it doesn't really matter. So, all right, what we're gonna do now is I have my Fire tablet installed. What I just need to do is I have it connected to the USB. Let's go ahead and we'll go to the build settings, and we're going to add the currently open scene and delete whatever that empty scene is, and we're going to switch over to Android. And let's just go to the player settings real quick. And what we want to make sure is that we're creating a ARM v7, and everything else should be pre-configured. We're just going to change the package name to Reaper Boy version 1.0, and I'm going to leave it at level 19 and see if it compiles again. I did install that SDK. I don't know, for some reason yesterday it wasn't really playing nice. Let's create a new builds folder, and we're going to create a Android build, and we're going to call this Reaper Boy. And let's see if this will actually compile and run the game. And it seemed to have found the device. Yesterday gave me some weird error where it just didn't know how to recompile it. So, fortunately, this is a little bit boring. We'll have to wait for this process to go through. All right, failed to repackage resource. See the console for details. This is what I was running into yesterday. What I noticed was if I went into the player settings and I changed the API level, I think to 22, that fixed it. Also, I did install the NDK. I don't know if there's any difference, but let me go to preferences and external tools. Now I don't know where it installs the NDK to. Let's go to users, shared, Android, SDK, NDK bundle. Let's choose this. The NDK, oh right, this is the other error I was getting. NDK 16 1.44 blah 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 is incompatible with the LLC2. So LLC2 requires R10E 64-bit. Now, Android Studio. This should just like be the easiest thing in the world, but I don't know why it is so complicated to compile an APK from Unity these days. So let's go and look at the SDK manager and see if we can change the version of the NDK. I don't remember where I found, maybe it wasn't even here. Maybe it was configure. Yeah, SDK manager. NDK. Huh. Plugins. Configure SDK manager. SDK tools. Now, here's the NDK. I can't change the version of the NDK. So I don't know why this version of Unity doesn't work correctly with that version of the NDK, but this is where we are apparently. All right, so I do think Lollipop will work. So we won't be able to. Let me quit out of Android Studio. All right, and let's quit out of this. So we won't be able to switch over to the IL2 CPP. I think that's just a better version of, I don't even know what. I'm going to stop talking as if I know what I'm talking about. Let's reopen this scene and let's see if we can rebuild to Android right now. So now if I go back to the player setting, I just want to make sure I'm at level 22. So let's build and run. We'll save the APK and see if this works now. So if you're just tuning in, I took a version of one of my games that I did for Ludum Dare, Reaper Boy, and I put it into a wrapper in Unity so that I can run a Pixel Vision 8 game natively. And right now I'm just trying to get this thing to compile. I'm trying to get this thing to compile to Android, which it looks like it just did. Well, it's just running a gray screen. So I have a feeling that on Android there's something you have to do special with the let me see if I could do a I'm going to try to do a debug build, and we'll do script debugging, and we'll build and run this, and let's see if we can get some output as to why it's not displaying correctly. Hey clones, welcome to the stream. We're trying to build an Android Pixel Vision 8 game. While this is trying to figure out what it's doing, how can we do a Mac display Android? Yeah. Via USB. Mirror your Android screen to Mac or PC without root. Make use of... there are plenty of reasons you might be a developer, blah, blah, blah. Just the quickest and easy way you'll find requires no solution. Just add a Chrome browser app. Yep, you can get rid of... You can't get rid of these. Oh. Download Chrome. Add USB... Since Chrome works only with Apple, run all platforms, including Chrome OS. A USB cable and Android. So developer options on. Enable USB debugging mode. Share your screen with your PC or Mac via USB. All right, let's see. Oh, Unity's telling me something. Unable to forward network traffic to device. Please make sure the Android SDK is installed and it's properly configured. You just did a build. You literally just did a build. Maybe we'll do a development build and see if I can just get at least the text outputting on the thing here. Replace. Since you have manually go and download the old version to indicate because Unity hasn't updated to use the new one yet. Yeah, cool. Does Unity Remote not work on Mac? I haven't tried Unity Remote in forever. I have a tiny bit of Android development, but only Windows. You know, I've done a lot of stuff with Android, but I did it in the older versions of Unity, and I don't remember it being this difficult. But all right, while this is happening, let's see if we can get a way to mirror the display. Let's take a look at this. There was like a Mac Android screen. There was like a really good Mac app that did this. All cast. Wait, mirror your Android screen to your Mac. Somebody, 8 ways to mirror. There was like a really nice little program that did this, and I can't remember. Oh my god. I need to install the ad blocker. Android screen. Expert recommend. Like, I hate these things when they're like, make sure the debugger is on your device. Android operating system. What the, like, mirror Android in your computer. I don't particularly care about recording. I just want to see it. So what's the name of the app? Android screen recorder. All right, let's just try this thing. Visor lets you view and control your Android device and computer. Easy peasy. Sure, why not? We'll add this. View. Let's see if this works. In the meantime, Unity has decided that it no longer knows how to build an Android app. It has the NDK here. Oh, sorry, it has the SDK. Well, hey, look, you can see my tablet. Went into an ad. All right. I mean, it did just run this. All right. Well, do I need to have the app open in order for it to work? All right, let me close all this stuff. Okay, so at least we can now see my Android screen. That's good. Unable to forward network traffic to device. Make sure your Android SDK is installed and is properly configured in the editor. See the console. All right. Yeah, so yesterday I tried to download the NDK, but it was a bin file, and then I couldn't figure out how to get the internals out of it, so don't override. All right, let me try to just build and run this thing and see if there's something Unity feels like it's not able to do whatever this forwarding is, so I need to, let's just see if we can do like a straight build, and then we can go from there. In the interim, I'm going to stop my Pomodoro, and what did we do? We're trying to compile for Android. Hopefully this is not what takes the entire day. Okay, cool. So it should be loading. And all right, so this is what I'm seeing now. Just this gray screen. And to me, that just means that it's not able to load the resources to run the game, because if I play the game, it should work. Game works perfectly. In fact, let me just do a let's just do a sanity check here. Let's switch to Mac, and I'm going to do a build and run just for a desktop build, and we'll do builds. Let's save this as Mac. Oh, I want to make a folder called Mac. And we're going to call this Reaper Boy. The only problem is I can't mute this, so I'm sorry, it's gonna get loud. So let me just play this real quick in windowed mode, and sorry for the volume. Okay, cool, that works, and my computer speaker was on. All right, so Android's just not being fun today. Let's build and run. Yeah, I'm gonna try to figure out how to get. I gotta figure out how to turn off the audio in my computer. So, like when I run these games, you can just hear me talk. I have like a really ghetto setup right now, where I'm mirroring the screen from my laptop and outputting it to my PC, so I can record off my PC and not basically slow down my laptop. I'm trying to have like one development computer. All right, so I don't know why. Let's see if this will rebuild. All right, so it's rebuilding. So now if I go and do a development build and I try to rebuild this, it gives me an error that it can't forward the port. Ugh. It's strange. It used to be like iOS used to be the most challenging platform to get set up and running, and now yesterday I did it in like relatively little pain, and now for some reason Android in Unity is just such a challenge, and I don't understand why. All right, so build unable to forward network traffic to device. Now, it says it's on the. All right, let's ask Google. Unity Android unable to forward to the device. Workaround is by disabling development build in the build setting. Debug.log still works. I'm using this running on Linux and I'm getting the following error. I'm getting the same issue running. I just found updating to the latest JDK fixes the issue and you can leave development build checked. Remember to set the new path in the editor preference external tools. I also found the USB 3.0 ports won't work on my PC. It has to be USB 2.0. That's probably more down to the USB driver. So the latest version of the JDK. Yeah, I don't ever remember having any trouble with this stuff. Let's download the latest version of the JDK. Oh, yeah, sure, I accept the license. Whatever. I'm going to try to install this to the shared drive. Whoops. Preferences. Library Java 1.8.0 JDK. All right, let's see if we can install the JDK into my shared folder. I have two accounts on this computer, one for doing streaming and the other one for doing my regular development work. So I try not to cross the streams. So let's see, 9.0.4, continue, install. Wait, can I choose where I want to install this thing? I guess I can't. Awesome. What are the next steps? No, I just want to know where you installed to. What the all right, so what did it go to? Home, content, home. So let's go here, contents, home, and choose this. All right, let's see if this was a JDK error. Yeah, replace this APK. I mean, all right, unable to list target platforms. Please make sure that the Android SDK path is correct. See the console. Ugh. It is. It just had it here. Android SDK. JDK is here. Build and run. Unable to list target platform. Please make sure the Android SDK path is correct. See console. What is going on? So, all right, I'll go back to the other JDK. Choose. Unable to list target platforms. Please make sure. Cool, I broke everything, huh? I'm gonna try to reinstall my the always on top feature is only available. I don't care. All right. So is Unity just like done for the day? Build and run. Replace. Unable to list target platforms. Unable to list target platforms. Make sure. First, to try to install Android in older version, JDK only 3 letters in the folder in Android. Go to Android if you not changed. Rename the old Android tool folder. Down Android SDK revision. Extract that Android SDK folder. Check in the path for the Android SDK points to the correct folder. The correct path. Oh my god. Why do I have to do all this? Unable to list target platforms. Wow. Accessing problem. Here's the issue with the latest version. The latest version of the Android tools. I solved it by using this post. What is going on? I fixed it by Android SDK tool version downgrade. Delete the Android SDK tools folder. Download, extract that to the Android to build your project. Unreal. So now I need to downgrade the Android SDK. Let me see if I can go to this link and see there's like, oh, that's the, I don't want that. Stop. Android SDK R25.2.5 Mac download. It's the best kind of error word. Literally, it was working. Like, we could check the footage. Like, I could rewind. Like, it was working 30 minutes ago. SDK archives. Fuck, like, how do I even know which version to even use? R25.2? Oh my god, I should maybe I should just use Unity 2017. Maybe that works. Non-compatible SDK releases. Or early look versions are released in the year preceding the full release of 1.0 on September 28th. Because of these early releases. Fuck. This is like what my day is going to be like, huh? Start over following a tutorial. Well, there are no tutorials for how to how to actually fix Unity. Try this and see if it helps. All right, I fix this. Extract the root SDK. Thanks. I was stuck for days. Thank you. For Mac. Sure, we can do some command line stuff. F2, that's deleting the tools. wget. All right, let's do this. Let's do wget. We'll just download this. Well, actually, it's DLSSL. Yeah, I can. Okay, I can just do this in the browser. I just want to make games. Like, it shouldn't be this hard to make a game. Tools. All right, let's copy this. Well, it's not resetting up the Android SDK. NDK is the problem. Is that this version of Unity requires a specific version of the SDK, and it's finding that version is the problem. Users shared Android SDK tools. It didn't look like it was listed anywhere. Let me do this back. And let's paste this version of the tools in there. Now, let's go back here and let's build and rerun. I can't believe this was actually working 30 minutes ago. Failed to build the APK. See the console for log. Unreal. All right, maybe this now maybe I'm using too old of a version of the tools, and I got to downgrade the JDK. No, wait, I'm in the right JDK. Ah, kidding me here. Failure to build. Why is it referencing this JDK when I'm pointed at this one? Contents, home, choose. I might just try 2017. I mean, I would like to be able to build to WebGL. Just like, this is just my life with Unity. Like, just things just randomly work and don't work. So it's creating an APK. It's now deploying to the player. All right. And it deployed. Okay, it works again. So now let's set up a development build and try to build and run it. Deploying to the player. Come on, you can do it. Come on, you did it before. All right, my tablet just lost its screen and unable to forward network traffic. Please make sure that the Android SDK is installed and is properly configured in the editor. Please see the console for more details. Well, how do I want to fix this? There's another thing that we can do. Hold on a second. Mac output Unity log from Android device to console. How do we do it when using Android? Logcat. In the command you can run. In the command line you can run this. ADB. All right, I gotta find. I don't think I have terminal. Right. I need to CD where now in the new tools. Let's get rid of this old. Let's get rid of this downgraded version. I'm gonna regret this. Hold on. All right, let's do this the hard way. Let me revert everything back. Let's get rid of the development build because Unity can't do a development build. And let's build and run this. What are you interested using build and not build? Yeah, so the problem that I'm running into right now and why I need to use a development build is I want to be able to get unable to list target platforms. Please make sure the Android SDK path is correct. Wow, this is unreal. The reason I need to use the development build is I can't see why it's crashing, and I want to be able to debug the Android build in Unity. So I need to actually I need to get Unity to do a debug build. So my plan now is I'm just going to try to get to do a regular build, and then I'm going to use the command line to read the log file off of the Android device through ADB. Excuse me. Does this have like a thing where I can view the log? No. I guess not. All right, well, it's building the game again. So now the next step, what we got to do is we got to find where ADB is. ADB inside of the SDK folder. Platform tools, ADB. All right, so now we're going to CD into, what was it, platform tools. Wait, ADB was in there, platform tools. ADB command not found. Okay, fine. It needs the full path. So if I clear this, all right. So what I need to do is ADB, and then let's just do the tail of the logcat thing. All right, here we go. All the log files. Deploying ReaperBoy resource path for package from data Reaperboy to unable to find audio plugin. Yeah, sure. I don't even know why. I don't even know why there's a audio plugin for Oculus. Whatever. Directory get files. System IO get files. File name unknown. File name unknown. Load from directory. System path. File name unknown. All right. So for some reason, the base runners load from file. All right, let's open up. Let's open up the C# project. There's something where, for some reason, when it goes to Android, it's not getting this path. Wow, this is not my day for doing an Android build. This literally should have been 10 minutes. All right, while this opens up, what I want to also figure out, I can't remember if there's something that I can't remember if there's something specific that I need to do for Reaperboy Lua demo runner. So what I want is when this thing starts up, restart game, configure application stream path. So let's do this. Let's do debug.log loading game path. And let's see if we can get this to output to the log file. So I need to do a new build. I'm so glad I'm only working on PC at the moment. Mac, it used to be on the PC. I always had driver problems where I couldn't get the USB drivers to work. On Mac, that I never had the driver problem, but build and run. It's just, it's like each version of Unity is like so specialized, and it's like impossible to figure out what to do for each version of Unity. And then I guess the Android SDKs have gotten more complicated, and like everything is just out of sync. It's like trying to find the perfect sync. Well, hopefully once I get this working, I won't have to deal with this until the next time I have to deal with it. It's actually just tempting to just go and play a game instead of trying to get this build to work. Why is this hanging? Unity's hanging now. I can't figure out what to do. We'll give it a minute. Still just playing the old gray screen. Well, not a very exciting stream today. Two days of technical errors with Unity. Let's clear this. Let me stop this guy for a second. What was that? New tab. What was the thing? How do I even launch that thing? Where are my plugins? we'll look at that in a second. All right, so let me close out of all this. Let me quit this real quick. Let's go into Unity and retry this. And I'm also going to exit out of the app on my tablet. All right, so Reaper Boy Unity Runner. No, I appreciate the help. It's just, you know, it's just one of those things where you just sort of have to muddle through it. Hopefully, once I get this working, like I said, I won't have to reconfigure it all again. There's just something I'm missing. And I bet you if I switched over to Unity 2017, everything would work fine. But then the problem there is that I can't compile the WebGL. And I sort of want to use WebGL at some point. Even though that has its own mess. All right, build and run. Replace. There are other kinds of props. My entire approach is to throw stuff together to see what works. Yeah, I mean, this is the kind of stuff I shouldn't have to see what works. It should just sort of work. We'll see. It's it doesn't look like it's able to find my trying to find a suitable Android device. Like it literally was just connected to the device. Let me unplug it and unable to retrieve device. Yeah, well I just unplugged the device, so it didn't like that idea. Let me unplug it and let me re-plug in the Android device. Some computers require a free transfer to copy files. Your USB port is a low power output source that will slowly charge. Yeah, that's fine. All right. All right, let's try to rebuild one more time now. Yeah, let's replace and rebuild. Building target package from assets, deploying the player. All right, cool, it worked. So now it outputted it. So, all right, we now have this outputted. Let's go ahead and I don't have my history here. ADB, logcat. What was the logcat thing? Maybe it's still in my logcat. There we go. Debug. No. I don't want to CD. Hold on. Yeah, I've had a lot of experience with this. So part of being an evangelist at Amazon for Android devices is being able to debug this stuff. Let's see. Directory not found. Jar file data app Pixelvision 8 base Reaper Boy. All right, this is our problem here. So what we're looking for is loading game / Reaper Boy. Now the file name is this, and then the directory not found. So okay, let's take a look now at Chrome, Android, so Unity, load, streaming, assets, on Android. Using streaming assets in Android. If application runtime is Android, use the new www. Unfortunately, code didn't work for me a long time. So let's run into Android. File path, streaming path, application streaming path, JSON. I found in Git forums. This is the code to adapt to the lit.json plugin. All right, to use database JSON plugin along with other utility Android, you have to put the database in the assets folder, like load using jar file application path, streaming assets item JSON. Write the database down in persistent data folder, application persistent data. Then you can try to read the database from the persistent. So all right, is an error that could work. Let's see. So if JSON, feel like I need application.data path. Let's see if let's just see real quick if we replace the path for right now for Android and we just make it hard-coded. Let's see if we can just force it to load, and then I can add some different types of conditionals in order to get it to work. I find it hard to believe that in like 2 years since I've done this, like there's been this much change, but var path equals application path assets, streaming assets path. And then let's get rid of this. And let's just change the path to equal this and get rid of this for right now. And see if it actually builds. So what we're doing is we're telling it the jar file application data path, which should be the root of the application, exclamation, I don't know why there's an exclamation, assets, streaming assets, path, load from directory. If you're just tuning in, I'm struggling with Unity and Android this morning. I don't know why it's giving me a lot of problems, but hopefully we'll see if this works. And then what we just probably need to do is just add some different conditionals for based on what platform it's running on to be able to compile to it. So my Pomodoro is done. Unity threw an error. Great. Wait, is Unity actually deploying or is it hanging now? I think Unity's hanging. Let's give it a minute and see if it figures itself out. In the interim, I'm gonna stand up and stretch because sitting in a chair and fighting with Unity all morning was not on my list of things to do. Yeah, I imagine a lot can change in 2 years, but some of this stuff shouldn't change that much. All right, let me kill Unity real quick. Something crashed out. Reaper Boy Unity. And let's go back into Reaper Boy. Open up this scene. Oh, I gotta quit Unity real quick. There's something that Unity does that's kind of fun, where when it crashes, it creates a temp folder, and if if the temp folder isn't cleared out correctly, it sort of corrupts things moving forward. So let's remove this temp folder and let's reopen Unity. Also, by quitting on that scene, next time it crashes, it'll reopen that scene correctly. So you sort of get used to the little annoyances of Unity. Preferences. I want build settings, build and run. Replay. So right now I'm just trying to get it to see if this actually will work by forcing it into a path on Android. So getting a list of attached devices. I feel like when it crashes like this, I need to unplug the device and then replug it in. Slowly but surely, we're learning what Unity likes and what it doesn't like. All right, so no, I don't. All right, let's build and run. All right, so let's see if it'll deploy and if we can get this working. This doesn't make for interesting streams. I'm hoping I can sort this stuff out today so that I can actually go back to making games tomorrow. That would be sort of nice. I'm at GDC all next week, so I'm probably not going to be able to stream. Well, I know I won't be able to stream. So, well, for the small amount of people who are still watching, I appreciate you sticking by. This shouldn't be this difficult. All right, Unity's hanging again. It turns out Unity says crap point lighting. Yeah, I know. Most of my time of game development is actually fighting Unity and trying to get Unity to work. Like, I spend very, very little time doing real game development. Like, this is a joke right now. It's just hanging. I'm going to give it a minute and just see if it finally, figures itself out. I was writing an angry tweet about how annoying Unity is. At least I could vent on Twitter. Have I built my own game engines before? Yeah, so this whole thing is my own game engine. I just have it sitting on top of Unity right now. But it's it shouldn't be this difficult to build. Like I just don't understand why it's giving me this much trouble. All right, I'm trying to debate if I should just try this. Oh, all right, yeah. Now the path's not going to work because I did all this stuff. All right, let's try this. Let me revert this thing back real quick. And let me stop the... Let me stop this and let's unplug and then re-plug back in the tablet. Yeah, well, I mean, there are some things that Unity does really well. Once you sort of get it, I mean, I'm trying to use Unity. It's like the only thing that my game engine uses in Unity is a single texture, and then everything else is just rendered to the texture directly. Oops, let me mute the audio. What I'm trying to use Unity for is basically build settings. I'm trying to get Unity to just use the cross-platform compiling, but it doesn't work. So building package into pre-built binaries, great. Deploying to the player. So now this is the part where it was working a few times, maybe like 2 out of 12 times. But it's not giving me the beach ball. All right, so just deployed. Of course, it deployed when I didn't have any other code running. All right, so fine. Okay, what we need to do now is let's see if we can change this code to equal path streaming assets path. I think there's a / in the path. And now go back into Unity. It's going to recompile. And now let's build and run again. We'll replace this. I just think that there's something like Unity. Unity is just having trouble with the SDK. And when it goes to do the build, it just like hangs on deploying. And it's just not very clear what that error is. Building target from assets archived in pre-build. Now deploy to player. I mean, there could be so many things that are making it hang right now. Like it could be that it's already running. Maybe after it deploys, it doesn't know how to redeploy and it like locks itself up. It's not giving me any output, so I can't tell. Like right now, I think it's again. It's going to just hang. So I'm going to give it. I'm going to give it another minute. We'll see if it. We'll see if it actually deploys. But it may just be that once it does a deployment, it locks up everything, and then it can't deploy again unless I restart Unity, unplug the device, shut down the app on the device, restart everything. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, this is. I'm not waiting around for this. So let's force quit this. Let's. I'm gonna on the device itself. I'm going to quit out of the app. I'm going to unplug the device. Then I'm going to re-plug back in the device. Then in the folder, I'm going to delete this temp. Move this to the trash. Also for the asset, for the builds, I'm just going to delete the existing one. Let's move that guy to the trash. All right, now let's restart Unity. And then let's rerun everything and see if we can get this to work. All right, so let's go back to build settings and do a build and run. All right, let's let this, let's see if we can get this thing to build and not crash. Now, it's hung before like this. I'm just going to not touch anything. Like, let's not even breathe near the computer. Maybe it's like a good time to meditate and pray to like the Unity gods that this thing will work. So who else wants to watch paint dry? All right. This just isn't working. Like what didn't I do correctly this time? Unity 5.6.3 hangs when deploying Android. What I love is like every single search immediately pulls up a result. Like everyone else has like the same problems. Is there a log file for the build process? Who even knows where Unity puts it? Android build fails when the latest Android SDK. Try to install Java 9 for your machine and reinstalling Java 8. It's not fixed at the Unity. I'll try. Go back to this image. All right, so Unity is dead again. Let's let me try something else though. Unity. Maybe it's still looking at the wrong JDK. So let's try making sure that it's pointed to the right JDK. So it's in the 1.8 version of the JDK. We'll choose this. We're going to browse here, and we're going to choose this. General. All right. Let's save. Let's go to build settings. So the only thing I'm going to try is that if this doesn't work, let's try to rebuild this again. I'm going to revert the code. There's no way that that code should have a problem that's keeping Unity from deploying it. Like, there's just no way that's even possible. But you know what? Stranger things have happened. So we'll give it a try. Because it's almost 11 o'clock. And I would love to write a line of code for the game. All right, getting a list of attached devices. Right, we've seen you crash here. You don't know what you're doing. Let's unplug and replug in the tablet. I don't know, maybe I should get the Windows upgrade. I don't want to upgrade. Why am I saying upgrade? Look, they tricked me. I've seen it so many times. I just want to hit. I almost wanted to go away. Just for shits and giggles, let's switch back over to Android and see if maybe that clears some sort of weird cache. Please make sure the Android SDK is installed. It's installed. Let's build and run. Replace and go. Getting a list of attached devices. All right. Hey, look, it's doing something. Come on. Build. I mean, the next step is that I just manually deploy the APK. Come on. You can do it. I feel good about this I feel good about this spinning beach ball of death. I think this might be the one that gets past it. If you're just joining, I've been fighting with Unity for the past hour to do what it did several times, but can't reproduce it, which is just compile an APK and push it to a Fire tablet. I've been through everything from downgrading the SDK, reinstalling Java, downgrading and going back to the other version of the JDK. The only thing I haven't done yet is I haven't started sacrificing animals. Maybe Unity needs a sacrifice. Maybe if I sacrifice a lesser developer, it would work. All right, forget this crap. Now it's done. Let's God, it's been so long since I've had to like manually do this. Let's see. ADB install APK. Let's point all your download APK file into a single folder. Connect your Android device. No, I don't want to do that. Android, install an APK from the command prompt. All right, ADB install internal memory. Connect devices. So like, isn't there a way of ADB install and open and run APK? How to run, not only install on Android using the APK. There's a command. I don't know, like the whole package name. All right, forget it. We're gonna try to. We're gonna just try to do this by hand. Don't forget taking the file from one version of the JDK input. Yes, you're right. I did forget. I did take one version of Android's SDK and just took a piece of it and installed it into the current build of the Android SDK to get Unity to play nice, which worked once and then stopped working after. If I remember correctly, I could do ADB devices. Oh, right. I got to put ADB at the top of the shell. I always forget how to do that in the path. Oh, stupid. ADB devices. It sees my tablet. All right. So here's what we're gonna do. Mac. Add ADB to path. Within the path. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Let's do this real quick here. Clear. What do I need to do? Touch bash profile. So vim bash profile, and we'll do path. This is where I break everything on my computer. Path. I don't remember what the path was. Users, platform, ADB. Is that it? Let's clear this. Oops. No. All right, so there. Okay, cool. ADB, that is the path. So we're gonna put this as the path to ADB, and then I feel like there's something I'm missing here. Stack Overflow. Tool. Oh, we could do it that way, huh? To bash, add the platform to your Echo export. Let's wait. Let's exit out of this. Just quit. Let's do this, but instead we're gonna do the full path. What was the path again? Users, ADB. All right, what else? What could possibly go wrong? Let's break ADB. Son of a vim dash. All right, export path ADB, right? Isn't that the command? That's what it should be. Path equals path colon slash manually with SDK manager run SDK. That should be it. Path equals export path equals path users tools. Oh, you know what we need to do? I need to hold on. I need to remove this part. And now hit escape. My Vim is a little rusty. We're going to quit and write. Whoops. All right, so now let's see ADB here. Yay, okay, cool. So now I have to type out that stupid path every time. Basically what I just did was I added the path to the Android SDK folder to bash. Okay, so now all right, let's go and let's do build settings. And let's just tell, maybe Unity could just build an APK. Let's just build an APK, and then I'll just push it through the command line. I can't believe this has been my entire morning. Hey, look, it built an APK, I believe. There's our APK. So now what we're going to do is ADB install. Actually, we can do ADB devices. Oops. ADB devices. Our devices attached. So let's clear this out and ADB install. All right, so let's see. Maybe ADB is broken. All right. Maybe it's not Unity. Android Studio. Volume Bone is ready to update. Android it wants to update the SDK because I had to downgrade it for Unity. Why is that not working? APK. All right, so we're getting somewhere. Maybe it's the SDK. I'm sure ADB doesn't like the idea that oops, I don't feel like showing you guys my password. I like you guys, but not that much. All right, let's try this again. Make sure I'm not running. Your current screen appear here, right? All right, I'm not running anything. And if I do ADB devices, it's there. So let's do install. Hey, look, it's doing something. Why is it taking so long to install? I wonder if this has anything to do with it. Maybe this is taking up a lot of bandwidth? No. All right, well, we're starting to get somewhere. We're starting to rule out that it might not actually be some of Unity's fault. I will give Unity a lot of credit for this though, because there's no way I was able to like build this perfectly when I first started, then all of a sudden it stopped working and I had to like downgrade my SDK. Why is it hanging? All right, let's look at ADB hangs on install. The app never opens. After some further tinkering, I discovered my issue might be a modified from ADB hangs, freezes my attempt to talk to my device. I determined this was the ADB shell, ADB install, and ADB push all fail some ways. Not sure if I added some measures. Does anyone have an answer for this? It was the USB cable. Now, I am on some like stupid little hub. I don't know if that's... All right, let's do something else. Hopefully I don't like unplug my laptop as I try to find... let me try installing it through a different... Let me just like plug it in directly to my... Well, I have like another hub attached to my laptop instead of this other like cheap little hub that I'm using on my desk. Let me see if I can get this installed this way to a higher speed. Yeah, like I don't mind doing this, I guess, because like this isn't, I don't have to do this for like a living. Oh, I'm like can't even find the plug. Well, it should be a direct connection, but why does this not want to fit? Go in your home. Go home. I can't see what I'm doing here. It's like under, it's in, I put my laptop in my drawer so I don't have to listen to it. Okay, here we go. Now I plugged it into this thing. It's still giving me this USB compatibility. It's not going to try. It must be this cable. Maybe this cable is just garbage. All right. Well, whatever. Hey, look, that's moving a lot faster now, huh? Look at that. Look at that guy go. Where did it install? It's showing me an ad. Thanks. What did I just do? I don't know. I don't remember which one it was. All right, let's go back into Unity and see if Unity will work. Wait, install failed. It already exists. Okay, cool. Oh man, what a day. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this is some crappy little cable. Deploying the player. Should go try to find the other cable. No, see, oh, there. Look, you know what? Maybe it was just where it was plugged into. Maybe that little hub doesn't work. All right. So we're back to this now. But let's go to where was the logcat? Nope. I lost it. What was that command? ADB Unity Android logcat. See, this still doesn't fix the other problem of, well, you know what? Maybe. All right, let's try this. Watch the entire time. It was just because I had the plug in a really crappy USB hub, and I lost an entire morning of development because I was using a really bad USB hub and USB wire. I should go find a better USB wire. While this builds, I'm going to go find the USB wire. All right, so that's the same error that we were getting earlier. I just pulled a brand new USB cable out of my closet. It looks like it does power and data. So first off, I'm going to plug it into the good hub. And let's see if this works. Man, I just wanted to make a game. Alright, so I'll know right away if this cable works because it shouldn't give me this error with the low power thing, because this is like a high, this dock that I have is a high speed dock. Nope, still giving me power source, slowly charge your fire. Oh wait. If you need this, the computer USB port is a low output power source. That's not right. I lost my mouse. I think I unplugged my mouse. Did I? Well, this is not my morning, huh? How did I lose my mouse? I quit. I give up. I lost my mouse and my keyboard. Hold on a second. Got it back. All right, can you hear me now? Whoa, is that really loud? Oh no. Is the sound still bad? All right, let's see if this works better. Hold on, I'll pull up the monitor so I can hear what I sound like. I broke everything. Testing, testing. Oh yeah, that sounds great. All right, let me fix this. Hold on a second. All right, testing. Yay, I broke everything. Ugh. Oh, that's probably why. Testing. Hey, look, you can hear me again. Talk about an awful morning. All right, so I've changed out the USB cable. Unity still doesn't know how to. Let me see if I can just do a regular build. Yeah, good looking on that. I had yeah, the problem was I use my computer setup is just ridiculous. I have a USB switcher because I have like a whole bunch of computers on my desk, and hey, did that blow up? Did that even like do anything? Build and run. What is going on today? Yeah, of course I want to replace it. Getting a list of attached devices. Do any of these devices work? Well, I mean, I can't imagine that like every single USB cable I own doesn't work. Unable to forward the network traffic to the device. All right, so this is the other problem we were having, where Unity won't let me do a debug build. So let's build and rerun, and let's just see if we can get a regular build going again. Yes, I want to replace it. Just build the damn thing already. All right. It just deployed to the device. Let me close out my audio monitor. And we're back at the gray screen. So let's just see. I just want to fix this. Like my only goal is if I can walk away and get this thing to load, I would be happy. As a concession, by the way. All right. So what I was looking for was the logcat stuff. And let's just see if we can clear. Let's read the log and see what's going on here. All right, so directory not found, jar app con pixel visual reaper boy -2 base apk assets streaming assets reaper boy is not found. So, like, I don't understand why on Android this doesn't, like, I can't get a path to the streaming assets folder. like Unity should abstract this where I basically say like, hey, I need to load from the file system, and it should basically go and find that. Like I have no idea now even what's inside of this APK. So let's do some soul searching. Cool. I swore I used to be able to like stop. I swore I used to be able to like turn a. Whoops! I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry. All right. You used to be able to turn an APK into a zip. All right. Unity streaming assets Android. All right, let's take a look at how we load from the streaming assets folder in Android. On Android, use jar file application data path assets. It's funny, on iOS, I had no problem yesterday doing this. All right, so let's go back into our code, and while Unity feels like compiling, let's see if we can just do another build and run and see if this works. And we'll just watch the screen until something happens. Come on. Any moment now it should deploy. Nope. Nope. All right, it's loading. Could not start. All right, let's see if it restarts. I probably screwed everything up. Come on. All right, this could be my fault. Let me do this. I was being impatient. Let's close this out, and what I want to see is we can always look at the logcat and just make sure that it wasn't deploy. I just want to see where that file was. All right, let's do this. Let's clear this and then do logcat again. And now one thing I want to do, I don't understand why. I swore I changed the package name. Pixel Vision Reaper Boy, resolution and presentation. Other settings, bundle identification. So we're gonna make this com.pixelvision8.reaperboy. Now, I was doing this in Android, so I don't know why it didn't go over, but I did notice that the package was wrong. All right, so let's now do this. Let's do a build and run. Let's rerun this on the device and see if it'll actually load from that path. I've lost my patience, so this is probably going to be where I end the stream today, which sucks because this was a really terrible stream. Sorry for making everyone else sort of suffer through this. Come on. All right, it didn't load. It didn't find the path. Let's see if this gives us any indication as to why. Get file. Asset Reaper Boy cannot be found. So jar file, shouldn't it be 2 slashes? jar file. That's strange. Why didn't that have 2 slashes? Datacom pixelvision 8 dot reaperboy dash, I don't know why it's dash 2 base dot apk assets reaperboy was not found. Get file system. Unedited files are contained within a compressed jar, which is essentially the same format as a zip compressed file. This means that if you do not use Unity's WW class routine, then you need to use additional software inside the jar file. Right, okay. So that was the other part that we saw in the other help, is that it basically said that I need to use the www stuff. All right, this is just never going to work. I gotta rethink how to get. I gotta rethink how to get Unity, how to get Android to load the files, because if it's true, if it's inside of this, I need to use this www class. I need to. This platform is right. Look, most of you combined the project was built. However, some useful places in the normal file. Any place in a folder called streaming assets, case 7 in Unity, will be copied verbatim to a particular folder on the target machine. You can retrieve this folder using the application streaming asset property. It's always best to use application path to get the location. It's always not pointed to the correct location on the platform. Of course, why would you expect the thing that it tells you to use, using application.streamingAssetPath property? But it's always best to use this to get the location of the streaming assets folder, as it will always point to the correct location on the platform when the application is running, with the exception of this stuff. Location of this folder varies per platform. Please note that these are case sensitive. So, all right, so on Android, the file contained within the compressed jar file, which is essentially the same format as a standard zip. The files are contained in a compressed jar. All right, let's look for an example of this and see if I can just pull out Unity streaming assets example. Asset bundle compression, load from cache download. All right. Special folder names, using streaming assets in Unity. Let's see if this has a... No thanks. File name. Return yield. I know, load. Like, doing all this loading stuff is such a pain in the butt with this coroutine. I'm using it for the zip, but then base runner. That extracts a zip from memory. But what I'm more concerned with is the fact that it can't even find that directory. Let's do some testing real quick. First off, what I want to do is debug log load folder path. Then the other thing I want to do is debug log runner workspace. Where's the workspace? Is there no workspace reference? All right, I don't have a workspace here. That's part of the Pixelvision 8. So I want to do file exists, and I want to do this. Well, actually, what we could do is directory exists. And let's just see if the directory even exists. But I'm going to try to just do this manually. Jar file / Reaper Boy. Let's see if either one of these works. And I feel like this logcat is like, I feel like there's an easier way to do the logcat thing where it's not, it doesn't give me back every single thing. How to logcat only show Unity related things. All right, forget it. We'll just leave it as is. All right, so this is still logging everything. Let's go and rebuild this and see if this will actually work. If nothing else, it's been an educational stream. Well, usually when you do an educational stream, there's actually a result at the end that you learn. I don't know if we've learned anything. I mean, I guess you've learned how I debug things and how I go step by step through just trial and error, trying to figure out if stuff works or not. My tablet turned itself off. I've learned never to use Android on a Mac. Yeah. That's valid. What is this doing? Killing the app. I don't know. I don't know what happened. Let me quit this and reinstall it. The irony is, like, I've never had problems with Android on Mac, and it's been like I said, it's been like 2 years since I've really done like a full build on it, and there's been so many versions of Unity since then, and every one of them I feel like is just literally broken. I mean, I can't even get into like all of the issues I've had over Unity's UI. All right, let's see. This is loading back up. We got the gray screen, and now let's look at the terminal and see what we got. So, all right. Load folder. And false, you can't find it. Now, I don't know why this is ReaperBoy-2. I don't even know if that matters. What we should test, though, is let's just see if we can even find the assets folder. Because, one, I'm just kind of curious if the asset folder exists. And then, two, the other thing is that probably, like it said in the documentation, we're not using the www stuff. So because we're not using the new www loader in Unity, it's probably going to fail too. All right, let's see if we can get this compiling. Come on. All right, so it pushed it to the tablet, and now let's look and see if it even just finds that asset folder. So it doesn't even find the asset folder. Now look, it's saying Reaper Boy 1. Debug binding. I wonder if we do application streaming asset path. And I just want to output this folder and then that path. And let's see if this will give us... Yeah, it did say that without the www thing, it couldn't see inside the jar file. But what I'm kind of curious about is it should still be able to let me like know if the path exists. But maybe you're right. Maybe because I didn't do the W. What I don't understand is like what I'm going to get back in that www folder. Am I getting back a zip or what? I'm going to try one more thing and then we'll try to do the www because it shouldn't give me back. Well, maybe that's what. Like I'm expecting it to be a file system, not a zip file. But I might have to like now. What I don't know is like, I don't know. The documentation is terrible. This documentation doesn't tell me anything. It doesn't tell me how to use it. It doesn't tell me what to expect on Android. All it says is that it's essentially the same format as a zip compressed files. This means that if you do not use the www class to retrieve the file, not the folder, the file, you will need additional software to see inside the jar archive to obtain the file. But it doesn't tell me what anything is going to be like inside of there, because on any other platform it just acts like the regular file system. So whatever. Let's just see. I'm just kind of curious now what the application streaming assets path is on Android and if this resolves correctly, and then we'll go from there. Because what I'm more concerned about, even without using www, is I can't even validate that the folder exists. And that's more concerning because I should be able to just see any of the contents inside of it. And because I can't do a development build, I can't debug it. So this whole thing is just a mess right now. Because normally the www request will return byte data, and then I could look at the byte data, but to have to try to figure this out through the logcat and that console is not on my list of things to do. Like I wish there was actually documentation that explained how to use this thing. At least it's compiling a little faster now, deploying. All right, so there it goes to this. Let's go to logcat and take a look. All right, so file name. So here is load folder, jar file data, Pixelvision Reaper 2 assets. File data, Reaper 2 base APK, assets Reaper. Okay, so the good news is that unlike what the documentation tells you, I guess the documentation is telling you to, if you wanted to manually do it, use application data path. See, like this is what I understand. It says you can retrieve the folder using the application.streamingassets path property. It's always best to use this to get the location of the streaming assets folder, as it will point to the correct location on the platform. The location of this folder varies per platform. Please note that these are case sensitive. So why would it show it separately here, how to use it, instead of actually giving me an example of how to use this on each of the platforms? So, all right, let's just bypass that bit of logic for a second here. And I'm going to revert this, because now what we've learned is that the application streaming data path is the same, and it is returning this jar file garbage. All right, so this is the path. So we're going to make we're just going to do path equals this, which will concatenate the streaming asset path along with the path. We can output it to make sure that it's correct. Now, the next step of what we want to do is let's go look for load from zip. There should be in here somewhere a process file. Wait for request. Load from zip. All right, I'm going to copy this logic out, and we're going to paste this here. Now, we're going to call this load from Android, and wait for Android request. Import the missing reference for IEnumerator, and now we're going to get a memory stream of bytes, which I don't want. Like, let's do this. Let's just load this path. And see if we even get this far. Because I have logic internally that'll take a zip, but like I don't extract from memory stream. So this is going to fail, but let's just see if we can get to this point here where it says extracting Android zip. Because what I don't understand is on the WW class, let's just look at, yeah, we're going to decompile it. Let's see what's actually going on inside of this class. Actually, you know what? Forget this. I just want to look at maybe Unity actually, Unity www. Maybe they actually documented this class. Bytes downloaded, bytes get as streams an asset bundle that can contain any kind of asset from the project folder. Upload progress. Bytes returns the byte. So I don't understand how it's going to return a byte, the byte data of a folder. I think the separate stuff is for you to want to do additional software. Like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe if you want to do outside. Well, I think it just shows you how to build the path from the base path, but it doesn't matter. Right now, let's see here. What we're going to do is we're going to load from Android. We're going to start a coroutine, and let's just see if we get to this point. I'm going to force it to extract from zip from memory just to see if it even works, because that'll tie into the internal APIs. But let's let me make sure that all the stuff is closed on the tablet, and we're going to do build and run. The good news is that once I finally actually figure this out, I will I'll be able to get the full Pixel Vision editor running on Android, which would be kind of cool. But until that point, yeah. Well, yeah, I don't know how it could imply it being a raw binary data of a folder, because that doesn't make any sense. Like, I can't use the file system APIs anymore on that folder. Like, what's bothering me the most right now about Unity is, like, it should automatically resolve this file system stuff for me. I shouldn't have to, like, go through these hoops. Okay, so we get here, error, file not found exception. So it's telling me that it can't find this data. And I'm file name, Pixel Vision Reaper Boy 1, assets Reaper Boy. There's got to be an example of this, because this is just ridiculous. All right, Unity loading folders from streaming asset on Android. So I was never able to figure out if it's possible to use System.io class to check the existence of that file and add it to the Android APK through the stream. The reason for this is that the APK file is an archive. You must know how you can open an APK file using an archive utility. So to inspect its contents, as I touched on above. So the file info class apparently does not support archive. Fortunately, WWW class does support a URI in the style of a jar URL. So instead, I'm just pointing my WWW object to the location where the file might be. See, here's what's concerning me. It's saying a file name. And one of the things that I sort of count on is the fact that I'm not just loading a file name, I'm actually loading a file. But hey, you know what? I have a crazy idea. And then let's see here. GitHub. So yesterday I was working on getting it to where you can load the zip. This is so frustrating. I created an issue for it because I haven't fixed it yet, but add support for loading let's do this. Let's change restart game to this. Basically, what I did the other day was if the path ends in .zip, it's going to load it from the full path. And what I want to do is let me remove this for a second and see if this works. So basically what's happening is that internally I can load a zip file. And I think that what's happening is on Android, I can't just like look inside of the streaming asset folder. I need to explicitly state the file that needs to be loaded, but it's going to return a binary of that file since it's inside of a zip. This is the stupidest. This is so stupid. Let's all right, so now what I need is all right, let's get the Reaper Boy zip that I built the other day. Let's go into assets, streaming assets, and we're just going to paste this guy here. And then what we'll do is let's do a sanity check real quick and make sure that this works. So we're going to go here, the display, and we're just going to do /ReaperBoy PV8. And let's see if this runs. My stomach's growling. All right, error. It can't find streaming assets, error. Now, is that because I got rid of the file thing? All right, so now it works as a zip. So here's my theory. If we go back to, where was the example of jar.file? I'll put jar::file there. And let's go and rebuild this. Build settings. I just want to quit this on the tablet real quick. And then we're going to do build and run. Replace. So, assuming this works, this will now use the www request like I had before, and it will... Oh, my stomach's really growling. I didn't eat a very big breakfast this morning. Now it should work. And then that's just the one caveat, is that I can't... Come on, come on, come on. You can do it. You can do it. Ah! It's taking all of my energy not to curse. Error. Java malformed URL exception. Java.lang no pointer malf. Yeah. Okay, here. This is what's so stupid. Unreal. Just driving me nuts. All right, just think about this for a second, how stupid this is. On the desktop, if I just do... My brain hurts. If I just do application.streaming asset path, it doesn't work unless I put file : / On Android, it returns the jar : file : / for you automatically. Like, it's this kind of stuff that drives me nuts in Unity. Like, it's just completely inconsistent across the board. All right, one last time. One last time. Come on. Don't make me end this stream with no progress. You can do it. Come on, come on, come on. No! Come on. Really? It loaded. Look at that. Why was it a gray screen? I guess it literally took it that long to decompress. Huh. All right. Well, now the fun part is I can't do anything because I don't have touch controls. But that's working. Wow. Huh. You know what we can do? Just for shits and giggles real quick, I want to go into the demos and assets, demos. Wait, streaming assets folder, Lua demos. Let's take a look at Sprite stress test. We're going to compress this into a zip. So, where's this folder? Documents, projects, Reaper Boy Unity Runner, assets, streaming assets. Let's put this here, and I want to do the tile map demo. Oh, what's funny is you guys probably hear it. I have headphones on, so I didn't hear it, but yeah, it's running on my tablet. At least you can hear it has sound. That's pretty cool. All right, let's zip this stuff up, and we'll do this as a tile map demo. Neither one of these need touch controls, so I'm just going to put this here. Like a preprocessor condition and swap out. Yeah, that was next on my list. What's probably going to have to happen is it would be something like this: if application, or it's something like if platform, if runtime platform equals well, actually, the way that I could do it is, well, yeah, I can. If it's Android, I can. I have to look up what it is. There's a few different ways that I could do this. I think what they're trying to get to with this incredibly poorly written documentation is that instead of just using the application folder, which instead of using this, which they tell you to use, that's supposed to return the correct path, what I should do is piece this together. I just don't know why this doesn't work. I think it's something to do with the www thing, but yeah, it's application platform. Yeah, I'll look that up later. What I'm kind of curious about, I just want to see what the performance is. So I was just going to swap out. What were the, let's start with a stress test. I haven't had this running in I've never gotten the Lua to run. So I'm kind of curious to see if, what what the performance is running the Lua VM on top of Unity, calling the C# stuff on this device. So I'm going to run these two tests and see how they build, and then when I'm done, I will I'll revert it back to Reaper Boy, and we'll call it a day. So, all right, now it takes a second for it to load, so I might need to do some sort of like preloader. I don't know why it goes to a gray screen though. That must be something with the runner. Watch it no longer work. All right. I didn't see an error in here. Extracting zip from memory. File unknown. File unknown. Huh. All right. So maybe because I what was I testing? Yeah, if it was either a zip or a PV8 file. That was in the folder, right? The part that I hate is like this makes me think that I'm crazy. Use PV8. Because like sometimes it works, sometimes it, like this debugging this stuff is terrible. PV8, use PV8 as the extension. And let's just do PV8. Build and run, and let's see if this works. It would be really cool if Unity would let me do a development build, because then I wouldn't have to like do all this logcat crap. All right. What was throwing the error? Something was bouncing. Well, Unity is still trying to figure out itself. All right, there we go. It's running. It's running. Waiting for the request. Killing application clean. Extracting zip from memory. So it called that. Extract file. All right, it doesn't like system, but I don't see. Huh. What is going on? All right, let's just go back to the Reaper Boy example. Maybe it's I manually made them zips and I didn't use the game creator. Reaper Boy PV8. I'm still baffled as the fact that application stream asset path doesn't return on Android, returns something different than on desktop. Like, I'm like so annoyed I can't even figure out what I'm doing. Wait, let me close out the current version and rerun this. All right. Let's just see if we can get let's just see if we can get Reaper Boy to work again, and I'll call that a success. At least we sort of learned something today. 2.5 hours later. Come on, any day now you can push this thing. All right. works. Well, at least it's running. So that means that tomorrow I could try to build touch controls for it. Maybe. Maybe that's what I should do. Alright, we got to... Alright, let's close this out. I'm going to just add a note here, because I need to fix this. Maybe I'll do this later tonight. On Android, the application streaming assets path returns the full path. Only add file if not on Android. Should test for iOS. It's funny, like on iOS, this worked fine. So like, it's really annoying that you have to make a zip file in order for this to work. There's lots of ways I could tackle this problem. Commit or comment. Like one of the ways that we could do this is, well, it should just be a zip. So I guess if you want to go to mobile, you'll just have to create a zip file. I could probably create a little, I could probably make a little utility that'll do that for you. Because now, if we run this here, this isn't going to work. Because it can't find the path. So what we could do is, let me see something here. What was the error? Slash. Okay, so let's do this real quick. Let's see. So if full path starts with slash, add what do we need to do? File. Full path should equal plus full path. Right? Yeah, that should work. All right, so now let's just double check this, right? So now if we run this locally, this should work. Then if we rebuild this to Android, it should work. I'm just kind of thinking like what I should test before I leave is we should just test. Oh, I closed out that thing. Well, we should test out. Maybe I should just do a quick iOS build and see if that works. All right, so that works. Yep, it decided to give me an ad. It's kind of cool. I can use. Oh my God! I can use the. I can use my mouse and keyboard from my computer. It's sending that over. It's running really slow. I can't tell if it's running really slow because it's being streamed. I got to get this. All right, we got to get this other runner working. Hold on. Now that we got this working, waste of my day. Let's see why. Let's see what the error was here with this. All right, so this runs. Let's build and run and push it to Android. Come on. Yeah, I did make some progress. No, it's fine. It's, you know, it'll be interesting to see. I have a feeling that the Lua stuff is going to be a little too slow on Android. Come on, just show me this demo. Let's give it a second to load because the other one took a second to load. I'm like baffled as to why this demo doesn't work on. What if we try the other demo? What if we try the tile map demo? So here's the tile map demo. Let me quit out of build settings, build and run, save, replace. Let's see if the tile map demo works. What a long morning. Come on. Come on, you can load it. You know you can. Compress, store, extract file. File name unknown. Extract file. Huh. All right, well, something magical. You know what? I'm like, I don't want to let this go. Game creator. Let's see if we can just build an archive real quick. I'm definitely not saying we're done with Android yet. Let's oops, sorry, it's gonna be loud. I need to mute that. I think I muted it, did I not? I hope I did. It should have been muted. Hopefully you didn't get blasted. Alright, so that's the game. What I need to do is let's go into one of the demos. Ah, good, I'm glad. Wait, why doesn't this have any of the demos? Son of a... All right, I'll deal with this tomorrow. That'll be tomorrow's mission, is to try to figure out why the hell no other demos run except for Reaper Boy. I just want to make sure. Let's do Reaper Boy dot p. Oops. Reaperboy.pv8. So if I play this, save the scene. If I play it, it'll run. And if I build and run, let's just make sure all this works, and then we'll call it a day. I've had too much fun. Just waiting for this to build. All right, well, whatever, it works. All right, I've achieved, I guess, my mission for the day. So, all right, that's where we end. Yeah, tomorrow morning I'll come back and I'll try to get this stuff working. I don't know why it wasn't loading those other ones. So I'm gonna do a new build of Pixel Vision 8 anyways, and we'll see if we can make some progress on it. That's like, I wonder why I was running so slow. Oh well. All right. Anyways, thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.